hard for something you already got. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Friends are coming through the door. Wheels are spinning on the floor. We don't know what we don't know. That's the only way to grow. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. What you're looking for is in your hand, been there all along. Pour another cup and pull a chair. Sing along. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Hey! Hey!
Good morning, HubSpot Nation. Welcome to another Orange Morning. It is Monday, July 20th, 2026, here with Oaks and Casey. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Chris, offline, you did promise us you would sing the theme song one of these days.
Yeah, maybe at Unbound. I'm still practicing.
Unbound
throughout the
karaoke
day.
featuring
Unbound karaoke, yes.
featuring all the AI songs between Chris and
That was the thing a couple years ago, I think, or a few years ago. I remember there being a stage on Lawn D. It's something like that. So yeah, I got some stuff brewing for that. I do practice every day throughout the day as I just sing the song to myself. So we'll get there.
It's I live in Nashville, and that whole neo-country stump folk singer-songwriter, I cannot check the mail without somebody popping out of the bushes and singing a song like that at me.
Yeah, and anybody who
it's-
knows me, not usually my thing. So that one, I work with AI a lot to figure out show strategies and themes and tones, and it sounded good when it first came out. But yeah, already benefiting from the new time because at the beginning of this hour, we talked about how there was no updates on Friday. And now, as I pull up the page, there are already 8 updates from today.
Refresh. Oh.
I did see that, but I don't know if that puts us in a hole for tomorrow, but you're
I've always thought that like the 9 a.m. Eastern time could be like a moment of release. So that was one of the reasons I was excited about changing the time for the show, that we don't, those moments where we go a little long and then we look back like, oh man, we missed that one. And then every day on LinkedIn, you would just see a bunch of posts about it. So we're not going to have any FOMO there anymore. So let's dive in. Unpublish a form. Let's just go there because it's a that's exactly why. Oh, what is it? You can now unpublish your HubSpot forms.
There you go. Why does it matter? Until now, once a HubSpot form was published, it stayed live even after a campaign ended, an event filled up, or an offer expired. This led to manual work, wasted time, messy data, and reliance on third-party tools. Unpublishing gives you a simple way to pause forms when they're no longer relevant, so you stay in control and keep your data clean.
So why that noise, folks?
Well, I am skimming here to see my finally, right? Deleting the number of times somebody said, like, can we clean up these forms? And it's like, well, no,
No.
unless we want to lose some visibility. And so it's like, oh, thank goodness, right? Like, and, like the legacy to new form editor transition, you're going to have all of these lingering forms around, or a one-off form that somebody named like webinar form when it was a form for a specific webinar, not a general webinar form, and that gets put in, and then everyone's like, we don't have any registrations, what's going on? And we have all these clicks. It's a sleeper in that it solves a lot of those problems that you don't really that we try to solve with process or rules or reinforcement, or like, please don't use the old form instruction. So I'm
Not
glad
this
that
one.
it's finally here. Yes, my real thing that I would like to see solved here is, it doesn't seem like it does, just skimming the update, is non-HubSpot forms that appear in the forms tool, which is a great feature for identifying and mapping forms, but the ability to like differentiate them based on, their IDs or CSS, and to be able to set those to inactive if they are no longer there. Like I've had clients that are like, they had a gravity form that they used 9 years ago that's still in their HubSpot, and everyone's like, what's this form? What does this mean? It's like, oh, we got to have a way to sweep those out.
Now we do.
Yes. Well, it doesn't look like for non-HubSpot, but so I'm not a glass is half empty or full kind of guy. I'm like,
baby steps.
We could have filled it a little further in taking care of these non-HubSpot forms, but maybe this is the foundation that will solve that problem.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy about this update. The amount of portals that I've been in where I have been updating forms to say archive or legacy, like renaming the internal names of forms just to try to get people to see that they're outdated, is not ideal.
Yes.
I'm gonna let there's so many I want to click on here. So I would like you to make this decision for me, folks.
Okay. I'm looking at it on my screen because it's
stay on brand when you do it.
Stay on brand. I mean, I've got a lot of things to complain about, if that's what you mean.
No, that's not what I mean.
I'm curious about meetings, calendar, and main navigation.
There we go. What is it? View and action on all your past and upcoming meetings via the new meetings calendar available in your main navigation.
Why does it matter? The meetings calendar was previously only available in the sales workspace and the customer success space. Now all users can see their schedule in HubSpot. Da, 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 da.
Interesting. Small, quality of life thing there for most folks. It does seem like, I understand why it's a beta. It is just like a minor nav shuffle, though. I think we probably could have just pushed that, which is probably what they'll do.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Is that where it has to be? In the sales?
Well, we can reorganize it.
I guess so.
Soon.
But right now, yeah.
Yeah, baby steps. Now it's in the nav.
Bookmarkable. Again, I wish views were bookmarkable, not just pages. But, that's good. Definitely a step toward the work platform side of things that HubSpot has been doing, with
that we see
projects
happening.
and
Yeah.
so on.
Yeah. It's been like interesting to like stumble upon these if you're not using like sales workspace or customer success workspace and be like, man, why am I not using this already? I can launch the
Mhm.
Google Meet from here and like I could do everything from here, even the
Mhm.
Breeze assistant summaries. But it's just like maybe this is that moment. Like it's been out of the way as somebody who's not working from the workspaces,
Mhm.
right? It's just not usually in my flow. So
Yes. Would love to see some like non-calendar event unification there, but I agree. We're heading the right direction.
yeah. Your turn, Casey.
Do you have one for me, or can I go with whatever? I'd rather you not have one in mind. It feels like a lot of pressure.
Don't
All right. Column
don't
level
pick.
filtering. Here we
Okay.
go.
I was
What?
both of these were the ones that I was interested in.
Just trust. Like I call on you guys for a reason. I know you're gonna land it every time. Column level filtering. What is it? You can now filter records by clicking directly on column headers inside CRM tables.
Why does it matter? Filtering your CRM data is now faster and more intuitive. Previously, you had to open a separate menu and search for properties to create filters. Now you can filter directly from column headers using a familiar spreadsheet style interaction, making it quicker to manage your pipeline, update deals, or organize contacts. Very happy.
I would really love these to. This was a while back. This beta was opened. I would love our cards here to tell us what the updates are when there is an update like this.
Sometimes it does. For this one,
I can't tell.
I bet it's moving from private to public beta,
Oh, maybe that's it.
my guess.
Okay. I had not. I feel like I haven't seen this specific one.
Well, this portal was already taking part of it, so.
Yeah, I was okay. Enrolled in it, and I've talked to some of the designers and PMs over the course of its kind of ideation. I think it's super useful. I'm trying to fill this glass up more. If you already have the columns there, it's great. Column management in views still is like, okay, I got to filter by, if you're a common use pattern for me is trying to scope down a problem or a question. If somebody's like, hey, I think we had this data problem with leads last week. It's like, okay, go to contacts or deals or whatever, quick filter, pull in the columns that I'm looking for, and then eyeball it and be like, okay, here's where I need to investigate, or no, you're just, over indexing on one record that was bad or whatever. And so like a use case like that, it's like, you got to go gear option, view columns, filter. That's the fastest way to do it.
No more gears.
Column, filter.
Yeah, you do have to gear to to get to edit columns quickly.
No, there's a new rail. There's a new rail on the right that just opens up columns, right?
Remove like 6 columns and add 7 different columns using that rail. I don't love the column modal that pops up. That's another thing I've told designers and PMs, like, please kill this or redesign it when you're going to edit columns, which keyboard shortcut also doesn't work for me for some reason. But if you're like bulk change, right? Like if you don't have a saved view, that's exactly what you are looking for. Sweep, pull in, reorder, boom, to give me my view. Is using the rail is like is really slow because it's like one at a time, and then you're manually removing the columns.
But just so I'm clear, I'm gonna share my screen.
Yeah.
Because I remember it used to suck, and then they made a small update. Like so.
Yeah. So the use case I'm describing is if we're looking at this and I'm like, okay, I don't need like, let's just say like, oh, something leads is the question you get from a stakeholder. And it's like, okay, I need create date, life cycle stage, lead status, a couple of attribution fields, and something else, right? In the fastest way to do it is to come into here to, unfortunately, like click remove on all of the columns, right?
Right.
And then add in your columns one at a time via search. Great day.
Yeah, I
Right.
got you.
And the rail on the index view is great if it's just like, oh, I need to add one. But if you are, this has got to be a like 0.5% edge case. Who does this besides me? But like if it's like even more than a couple of columns remove and a couple of columns add to a view, the rail and the one at a time clicking on the vertical dots in the column header is like super slow, right?
Oh yeah, like if you do this, then
You
that's
can add
not
one, and
good.
then
But like this gets you to the modal.
Sure.
Is there another setting area that you can manage?
Manage columns. Go to table
Like-
settings, and that I would like to see if
It's
that
the
shortcut
same
works
modal,
for you.
right?
Yeah, it's the same modal.
Yeah.
Okay. So the close that out. Hit the keyboard shortcut. I want to see if it opens that.
Control
for you.
Shift L.
Yeah, you might need to close that little modal.
Oh.
What is wrong? It doesn't work for me. I've tried it on
I didn't know that.
browsers. Command
I
Shift
didn't know that
L because I'm
either.
on a Mac. Yeah, nothing happens.
Oh, that didn't.
Casey.
It didn't work for me. But
Okay, good. I'm
happy
not
for
insane.
you, Chris.
I think there is an update related to like hotkeys in this
Try-
space.
make shortcuts work is what it's called, maybe.
Yep.
Make shortcuts work.
Yeah. Anywho, all right. Thanks for that aside, folks. I wanted to highlight that. Shout out to Charlene Yang from the filters team. There's a filters team inside of HubSpot now.
Nice.
That I got to hang out with end of day on Friday. And she was showing some stuff that they're working on, and they're about to enter a sprint and expect to have some stuff before Unbound. And one of those things is bringing in the ability, like the association filterability related to
Nice.
associated records here. I was so excited to see that.
Yes,
But
I've provided that feedback too. That would be fantastic. What about, don't spill all the beans, but what about sorting by association columns?
We didn't talk about sorting at all. But
Get with a sorting team on that.
yeah, the tables team, the index view team that seems to be showing up everywhere in HubSpot now. But yeah, that was really exciting to see. But it's always interesting. And it was really the first one I like followed a script, and I had to happen to be our first test dummy on this. And it's just, especially once you get into associations, like when you get on these calls, you can show up and be like, why the hell isn't this done yet? Like, it's just, everybody wants it, right? But then when you look at all the layers, like, when do you see the associations? Do you want to click on the property first or the association first? If you're going to just worry about the property, do you want to see it like 10 times because it relates to these associated objects, like created date, like as an example, it's going to show up on every single one of those. And then you have labels. It'll show you every version of that. And it was really was really eye-opening for me, and exciting just to see that that's coming. But again, I think it's another piece that's like all the work is at the design of the data model layer, and then try not to make any users do that and get them talking to Breeze,
Yes. Oh
right?
man, that is so true. Yeah, for sure. I've done some product work, and I always say, like, that there's really like data, metadata, and UI. That's all there is, right? And really, metadata is just data. So the having all of that stuff wired up so that you can ask Breeze, like, show me all the contacts whose companies were created, before 2025 via an import, right? Like, exactly the kind of stuff that, admins anyway need to be able to enable.
Yep. All right. How about one more? Let's go with use webhooks in custom agents. What is it? Custom agents send and receive data from external systems via HTTP webhooks using POST or GET actions configured in the agent builder.
Why does it matter? Customers need workflow parity and a simple way to connect agents to external systems without custom integrations, enabling them to automate processes and enrich agent actions with real-time external data. This is part of the new agentic agentic automation, I'm guessing.
Well, there's agent builder and then building agent automation.
Right. It looks like
So the screenshot.
So
there-
related,
Breeze
but maybe
Studio.
not.
Right. Well, they're trying to combine. I think they're trying to combine the experiences. But this looks a lot like that. But it still is like the agent build out itself. Like you need to give it instructions. You need to say what data, what context, what tools you have access to, all those things. And one of those looks like they're calling utilities now is send a webhook. And I wanted to call that one out because on Thursday, July 23rd, if you've been enjoying custom agents for free, they are going to be consuming credits. And there has been a lot of talk related to that. How do we know how much credits are going to be used? What's going to be happening with those credits? What the outputs were? And of course, our favorite question, what's the ROI?
Fortunately, that's easy to answer, right?
Not at all. Not at all.
Oh.
And I'll highlight because I think one of the bigger challenges is that credits in, let's say, usage is finding its way all over the portal. Right. And so I'm going to share my screen, which is a challenge when you have multiple different teams in an organization in charge of different areas of the portal.
Yes.
And everybody has their own budget to maintain, get approved, report on, right? So starting July 23rd, this feature will use credits. You can click learn more here as a knowledge. So let's just hit that real quick as a reminder. We're doing this all week. HubSpot credits are required for certain usage-based features, such as customer agent, prospecting agent, data agent, and data studio syncs. Maybe we want to get this updated in anticipation, or I'm sure they're planning an update for Thursday so that we can include the rest of Breeze Studio.
There's a draft in HubSpot. What's HubSpot for this?
Yeah.
Scheduled for publishing.
Right.
That costs
So,
credits.
and like one of the other places, if I can see it here, is AEO,
Yep.
right? Where you have like 25 prompts. If you get like, sorry, go ahead.
But that's different. Like, I actually made this mistake just last week. I had a client who wanted more than 25 prompts, and that's not credits. That's different.
Right. It's not seats.
That's not
and
seats.
It's like
You just buy
one of
more
the old
prompts.
school
Yeah,
add-ons.
like
Right.
more custom reports or more.
Because I
smart.
told like my client, like many businesses in HubSpot have credits, not using them. They are really excited about this AEO tool. It came to me the other day with like 50 prompts, and I was like, you have 25. And they were like, oh, but can't we use our credits? And I was like, that seems like it would make sense. And that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not tokens like Chuck E. Cheese.
Right. And so as more usage happens and more cost, like that, more it relates to cost, like more and more people are asking for like, how do we explain, how do we get buy-in, blah, blah, blah. And so AJ made a post on Friday. The most important debate happening right now isn't between AEOs on LinkedIn, it's between AEO and finance teams. You can show up in all the important ChatGPT answers, but if you can't connect that visibility to pipeline, the typical CFO won't care, nor should they. So I am taking issue with right now not making CFOs responsible for helping everyone figure out how to measure this stuff, right? Like they have to approve the spend throughout the organization as it relates to AI. And knowing that hours and effort and headcount make 0 sense in terms of like AI output and AI assisted output, automated, wherever AI is involved, like the normal math of hours and effort just doesn't make sense. So my response was, so everyone else in the business has to change due to AI except the CFO. Measurability is great until folks start making strategy decisions just to get it. AI is enabling human-to-human qualitative value like never before, and CFOs need to step up and help the rest of the business with AI-native measurement frameworks for this new era, not just the old stuff, because the math is easy. And to which Asia replies, I don't think everyone needs to change but the CFO. Finance teams should be leaning into AI like everyone else, but that doesn't mean AEOs can simply sit back and tell their finance or leadership teams to simply trust them, which is certainly not the intent, right?
Yeah,
but when you have
is that, I want to ask, like, I mean, the exposure that I'm seeing is there's maybe a tonal difference, but for the most part, I am seeing stuff roll up to the VP of finance or the CFO if it's like, hey, in 2025 we didn't budget a bunch of dollars for AI tools and we need to come up with where that money's going to come from. But for stuff that's within signing authority, or if it's like, hey, we have an SEO content budget, then it's like, yeah, I mean, shouldn't you just be cramming your AEO into that budget one way or the other? Kind of thing. It's like, it seems to me like the ROI question lives with the teams using the tool first, because it's not an ROI question like, oh, if we increase spend in ads, what's our ROAS, or what's our incremental upside for each additional whatever $50,000 of spend. there's a lot of like the there's a lot of indirect value that you are trying to figure out in the ROI calculations, and the CFO can't figure that out for a content person or an ops person or anybody else, right?
I think a lot of teams, if they're taking SEO serious, if they've been taking SEO seriously, whatever that means to you, they are paying for an SEO tool, an SEMrush being like kind of the gold standard there, I think. So from my perspective, like you're saying, Oaks, okay, we're already investing in SEO. We need to put some of that investment into AEO. The challenge is SEMrush isn't decreasing their bill. And I haven't looked into SEMrush's like AEO capabilities. I would be surprised if they weren't doing something there. So I think almost more of the challenge is looking, we still need these other tools, but now we're at like we need more budget because we need to continue our SEO budget plus now this AEO, which I don't actually think is I don't think they're that different. I think they're being framed more differently than they really are even when I look at the AEO recommendations that come up in my clients' portals, I'm constantly like, this is this is all SEO. Like this is maybe your keywords are longer form or longer or something like that, but it's all the same in all the same concepts.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's I think that is accurate, and it's because we're trying to answer questions, solve problems for humans, and it's just more like how does that get in front of humans? I'm not going to say that I love it, but I think as the negative Nelly here, I think the AEO tool is pretty good for the price.
So I think the trouble is HubSpot wasn't charging for their SEO tool. So if we're saying we need to put our SEO budget towards AEO, looking just at like HubSpot and like how much money people were putting into HubSpot, now they do need more budget to invest in HubSpot's AEO tool where they were getting the SEO portion already included in the
I mean, I get that. I think most folks who come in the door historically, like the portion of the iceberg that's underwater of HubSpot customers are people who have Marketing Pro, because that's where they started. So those folks aren't going to pay extra for AEO unless they need more prompts. And I think 25 prompts as a baseline isn't bad. If you do the coverage matrix and you have, 4 ICPs and a whole bunch of products, then you will see like, oh yeah, we kind of got to portion these out. But I mean, I think the number of businesses who are in the 80-20 zone with 25 prompts in AEO being included in Marketing Pro, I mean, I think that's a lot of businesses who aren't going to pay have to pay extra for that. The like auto generate blog post, which I haven't used because I don't have content, whichever Content Pro or Enterprise is required for that, where that starts. I don't think that is a credit user yet. but
Which one
some
is
of
that?
those add-ons, the ability in the recommendations, it'll give you a recommendation and you can
Generate a
generate a
blog.
blog post. Oh yeah, so it is Content Agent
Yeah.
using credits starting on, this says July 24th. No, my credits reset on July 24th.
Yeah, like that's what I'm gonna pull up now. Like, cause like nobody's prepared. Like, if you really want to understand ROI across teams, across different
Mhm.
functions, no one is prepared to have a granular understanding inside of HubSpot, credits going out,
Yeah.
stuff
So
coming in, and then what happens with the stuff. Like, for me, it perpetuates. The marketing has to play by a different set of rules than the rest of the org. Because if we do the work, like when you say like 25 prompts is enough, like what is the return on the 25 prompts
Mhm.
when it's right next to, like, because in theory, like we get some recommendations, we create some stuff. Did we use Content Agent or not to create that stuff?
Mhm.
When they come back to the site from getting found in AEO, are we picking them up with Customer Agent or Prospecting Agent? Not
Mhm.
Prospecting Agent, sorry. But are we receiving them with one of these agents? And is that using credits?
Mhm.
As it comes in, are we using intent data
yeah,
to help align messaging and then ship it to sales at the right time? Are we using now custom agents in agentic workflows
right.
to then manage that process? Like, because even they're doing
Yeah,
a great
what's
job.
the credits per closed one customer, right? Like, how do we get
Exactly.
there?
And then there, it's like marketing's gonna be, oh, that started with a prompt, an AEO tool,
Right.
like, right, like, and so here's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
gonna,
while you're right there, let me just, I went through, in my portal, I'm using the AO tool on a weekly basis in my portal. It's been very helpful. Tell your friends. When I
tell
go to
me,
generate blog
like, let's
post, it
do it
used
portal.
to say, last time I looked, it was like, oh, you need Content Enterprise or something for this. But now it says, uses credits, Content Agent, 1,000 credits per piece of content. So it's not clear. Maybe I'll do that this week. I think I will have 1,000 credit surplus, but one blog post is 1,000 credits. Hopefully that is like per, if I publish it, and not like, well, this isn't good, let's try a rerun, and that's also 1,000 credits. But Enterprise Portal, as you can see there, you get 5,000 credits a month included. A like signal monitoring for a company is 50 credits per signal per month per company. So you can, if you have 100 target accounts that you're monitoring for one signal, that's 5,000 credits. If you want one blog post, that's 1,000 credits, right? Like,
Right.
they're credits because it's hard to figure out what utilization is, even for HubSpot on the back end, and how to optimize it and how to price it and how to whatever. But like, even the relative value of those credits and how we figure out like, well, what's the ROI on a tracked signal for a company versus the ROI on a blog post? Like,
Right.
we do
And
need,
this is,
Christine is right, we do need
I don't want
credit
to,
attribution
please,
system.
no. I know this is where we're gonna go, which is unfortunate, but like, oh my
We
gosh,
need
credit, like attribution, like it's just gonna get in the way of teams working together. Because guess what? There's credits and usage outside of HubSpot
yeah, there
in
is.
our AI systems, like involved too. And is that like a $200 a month max subscription? And how does that like
Right.
it's
Well,
like
those aren't credits, those
attributing
are tokens.
electricity,
Yes, it
right?
is. I mean, I think I wouldn't use the word attribution. I mean, we need a roll up, right? Like, in the same way that, on the marketing side, on the customer acquisition side, we have attribution reporting in HubSpot, and then you can argue about like first touch, last touch, decay, W, whatever. Pick a model and use it. But
Right.
if it's like, look, if I could see a company or a contact and have a roll-up property of like between these two life cycle stages, X credits touched this record, you could at least figure out like where are we spending a ton of credits and to dubious value, right? Like that's step number one in ROI
Right.
is like where are we really screwing it
Yeah,
up?
visibility. Like we got to have it. But what we're setting up is just this impossible standard of like teams that have never been good at like budget visibility and budget management and visibility and actually tying like this kind of stuff to dollars. And like, because you can get granular in here and say, all right, this maxes out at this many credits, this is at this many credits, this is at this many credits. And it's going to get in the way of just like, okay, we hit our budget. I guess we can't use that anymore, even though the one you're using, you're not even touching your 1,000 credits. So can I like, so
can I borrow 1,000 credits until credit reset?
Right. And especially when it's something like customer agent.
Oh yeah.
That can receive any part of the life cycle. Like who's responsible for those credits? Right? Who's in charge of customers? Like,
right. Is this a certain they came in on a ticket, but then we upsold them. So should that be service or should that be success or sales? Let's divide those credits up for that interaction.
Yeah. Well, we saw they had some intent from LinkedIn, yes. And that was the signal to send them to our customer agent. All right. So here's what I'm going to do to try and help. First of all, this week, we're going to be talking about AI ROI like all week. But on Thursday, I am, there's an in-person event in Houston. If my mouse approves. So I'm getting to join one of the Houston Academy Labs, HubSpot Academy Labs in person in Houston because I'm only like 40 minutes away.
Houston Academy Labs.
Which window on this building are you going to be in so we can wave?
I don't know that I don't recognize that one. So maybe let me like this one here. Like that one.
47th floor, third from the right.
Yeah.
Look for Chris.
But the two topics are Loop. Like there's a couple sessions on Loop Foundation. So ICP and audience segmentation, or smarter prospecting, enrich sequence and scale with AI. And then in the afternoon, like build your marketing campaign or optimizing prospecting agent. Like all of this stuff uses credits. So I'll get a good read, and on Friday I'll have a report ready for you, Casey, about the word on the street as it relates to AI ROI. And this is the same day that
I'm like already exhausted.
Well, Chris said he's going to have it solved by Friday for us. So
I will.
It's Monday.
We'll check.
I will create visibility.
A week from today, Chris, you just have your report. We'll have it on the show. Problem solved. That sounds great.
Yep. There you go. And I'll tell you exactly the best way to position yourself inside your organization to do negotiation like this. I will give you designs if you give me 1,000 credits.
Internal credit bartering system. No more leads until you fork over the credits.
Give me some hope, Oaks.
Boy, you picked the wrong person for that question. I mean, the hope that I'll give you is like, I trust that this will be worked out, right? I have faith in humans in big picture, right? To solve hard problems and to come up with creative solutions, and like credits, tokens, all of this stuff. Like we're in a transitional period, and who knows how long that's going to be. But, I don't have any secrets, but I am 100% in the camp that like HubSpot is trying to figure out how software should be priced in the future. And maybe it's not seats, and maybe it's more utilization, and that can come out in the balance where you use it less and you pay less. And so there's less gap, overhead. I think that we will, we'll get there. And the reason that it's unclear is that like what the constraints, what the value, what the capacity, what like long-term usage and priorities look like is unclear, right? So the good news is we can figure some of that out and try to find the best way to allocate these things and run some experiments and hopefully do some fun stuff as we're doing it. But
Yes.
I think the way that we are thinking about this in 18 months is going to be unrecognizable right now, not because we'll have sorted out some of the technical things, but the real challenge is like moving the structure of the organization, like to your point about, or the discussion around CFO or VP of finance and how that stuff works.
Yeah. If you're out
I
there,
think we can do it.
you're in finance, you have some ideas, please come to this table.
Come on the show.
Like, because it's what Nico says here, right? Like everybody wants ROI tracking right now. Everybody who's used to giving it to them is giving it to them in kind of old traditional ways.
And it's sculpted to be positive for their division.
And if only there was a group, or there is a group of folks that put value first, that are working on a methodology and a system. So we're going to be, a lot of our shows this week are going to be touching on it.
Chris, what is that organization called?
The Value First team, Value First Collective, is we're working hard on this. Nothing's done yet. I mean, we're all trying to figure this out, right? But like, if we can shift towards what kind of value is being created instead of what cost savings are and what efficiencies are,
yes.
And
how many people can we fire if we spend credits?
Because I guarantee in 18 months, we will not be focused on credits or efficiencies or cost saved. It will be like, how much opportunity did we leverage? How much did we grow? Because we're all using AI. So good call out, Nico. And I should call out, we're getting Value First AI Daily back online later today at new time. I'm excited to start showing off some builds around some of these topics every day of the week. And I guess that's where we wrap it for today. So until next time, everybody have a great rest of your Monday. Thanks, folks.
Bye-bye.